My name is Lucy. I was 19 years old when my whole life changed. I lived with my father in a big house. My mother had passed away 3 years earlier. She was the kindest woman I had ever known. She loved me more than anything. She cared for my father deeply. When she died, it broke us both. The house felt empty, and my father drowned himself in work. He was a good man and a successful businessman. But I could see the sadness in his eyes every night. After 2 years, my father told me something I did not expect. He said he was thinking of marrying again. I was shocked. At first, I felt angry. How could he think of another woman when my mother was gone? But then I saw his loneliness. He needed someone beside him. He needed comfort. I stayed quiet, even though my heart hurt. One day, he introduced me to her. Her name was Clara. She was beautiful and graceful. Her smile was soft, and her voice was sweet. She worked in my father's company, in the accounts department. She spoke to me kindly and gently. She asked me about my school, my hobbies, my dreams. For a moment, I thought she was good. Maybe she could bring peace back into my father's life. After some months, they got married. The wedding was small but beautiful. Everyone told my father he was lucky to have Clara. I tried to believe it too. But deep in my heart, something felt wrong. At first, Clara treated me like her own daughter. She cooked for me, asked me about my day, and even gave me gifts. She spoke sweetly when my father was around. But when he went to the office, everything changed. Her face turned cold. Her voice grew sharp. Lucy, clean the living room. Do the dishes. Wash the clothes, she ordered. I was shocked. But we have maids, I said softly. From now on, you will do it, she snapped. You are not a princess here. You must learn how to work. I felt like a maid in my own home. My father had no idea. Every evening when he returned, Clara acted kind again. She smiled and held my hand as if she loved me. And my father believed her. He thought she was an angel. Days turned into weeks, and the pain grew in my heart. I missed my mother. I cried at night in my room. I wanted to tell my father the truth, but I was scared. He looked happy with Clara. I didn't want to break his happiness again. Then, chaos came. My father's company shares started to fall. The business was in danger. Someone was stealing important information from inside the company. My father was stressed. He worked day and night. I saw him losing sleep, losing peace. I was worried for him. One night, I heard Clara on the phone in her room. Her voice was low, but I could hear her clearly. "Yes, I sent the files," she whispered. "Don't worry. Soon the company will be mine. He trusts me completely. He doesn't know anything." My heart stopped. I held my breath. She was the one stealing from my father. She was betraying him. I wanted to run to my father right then, but fear held me back. I needed proof. The next day, I followed her quietly. She left the house and went to a cafe. She met a man there. They sat in a corner, speaking in whispers. I hid behind a wall and listened. "You did well," the man said. "Soon, we will destroy the company. Then, his wealth will come to us." Clara smiled. "I already have him wrapped around my finger." After his wife died, he was desperate. Poor man. He doesn't know I was the one who poisoned her. Soon, I will poison him too. Then everything will be mine. My knees became weak. My mother, poisoned. My head was spinning. I could not breathe. The truth was darker than I ever imagined. Clara was the reason my mother died. And now she wanted to kill my father too. Tears filled my eyes, but I stayed silent. I recorded their conversation on my phone. My hands were shaking, but I knew I had to be brave. For my mother. For my father. That evening, I went to my father's study. He looked tired, his face pale from stress. I placed the phone on the table and pressed play. His eyes widened as Clara's voice filled the room. He listened without saying a word. His hands trembled. His face turned red with anger and grief. When the recording ended, he leaned back in his chair, covering his face with his hands. "Lucy," he whispered, his voice breaking, "all these years. I thought your mother died in peace. I never knew." I hugged him tightly. We both cried. The pain in his heart was unbearable. But he was a strong man. He wiped his tears and stood up. "We must end this," he said. That night, we set a plan. The next day, Clara was caught red-handed. She was on the phone again, speaking to her partner. But this time, the police were there. My father had called them with the evidence I gave him. Clara tried to lie, to act innocent, but it was too late. She was arrested on the spot. When she realized the truth was out, she looked at me with hatred in her eyes. "You ruined everything," she hissed. "No," I said firmly. "You ruined it yourself." Clara was taken to jail. The whole city came to know about her crimes. She had poisoned my mother, betrayed my father, and tried to destroy the company. Her dark secret was finally exposed. After she left, peace slowly returned to our house. My father was broken at first, but I stayed by his side. We supported each other. The company recovered, little by little. The employees stood by my father because they loved and respected him. At night, I still missed my mother. I sat by her picture and cried. But now I also felt relief. The woman who killed her was gone. Justice had been served. One evening, my father sat beside me. He held my hand and said, "Lucy, I'm sorry for everything. I should have seen the truth earlier. But you saved me. You saved this family." Tears filled my eyes. "I just did what Mother would have wanted," I whispered. He hugged me tightly. For the first time in years, I felt safe again. The house was no longer filled with fear and lies. It was filled with peace, with love, with memories of my mother that no one could ever destroy. I learned something important. Evil can wear a sweet smile, but the truth always wins. My stepmother tried to take everything from us, but in the end, she lost. Now, I live with my father in the same big house. It is quiet, but it is peaceful. Every corner of the house reminds me of my mother's love. And I know she is smiling from above, proud of me for protecting the man she loved and the family she built. The pain of the past will never fully go away, but I carry it with strength. I am Lucy, the daughter of a kind mother and a brave father. And I will never let anyone destroy us again. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you so much for listening to my story.